All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I think I did. That's all right. Good morning, Prince. All right. We actually need to do. We have some stuff that we can do, but what do we need to do? Power music, Corneo sash, secret medicine. I don't know what the other ingredient he needs is. He said he gave me a list. Can I look at the list in my inventory? Key items. A Moogle's mortar, a behemoth horn from the underground lab, and medicinal flowers. Interesting. I could have swore that I searched all over that lab.
Hey, need a ride?
Yeah, I do. And sometimes this game takes a long time to load, and sometimes it's like, oh no, I got you, bro. Let's go back in there. Yeah, this is the last set of side quests in the game. Because after this, we go assault Sinra HQ, and there's nothing after that. Some quests or treasures take you underground. Hold L1 to return above ground. Okay. It's impressively convenient. Spoke too soon, huh? I think the loading areas might have to deal... So after these quests, it's just the endgame grind. Yes. At least by my understanding. Wait a minute. Did I miss a doorway? There's like nothing under here. Am I not able to complete this quest if I didn't get it, like, when we were in there? There's a solid 10-second lag between when you type and when it registers. Well, there's also a chance that I didn't, like, see it, potentially as well. Because I try and glance over to the chat fairly often. There is a lag that's kind of there no matter what. The lowest I've ever got it is like 3 seconds, but me being in Alaska, that means that connecting to the rest of the world means that I'm pretty far away. Am I missing something? Well, to get to the underground lab, we need to actually get into Sector 7 to get back. Is there a ladder over here that I didn't see? No. If if the COVID-19 virus ever spreads to the internet, then you're safer than the rest of the world. Ah. Well, Alaska is number 3 right now in terms of rankings of who's responding well or not to COVID. So, yeah, us, I guess. Yeah, I could have swore that when I was in the underground lab, I went everywhere that I possibly could. Unless there's another way in there now. Hey, you have
This is bad. Oh, hey Barrett.
Hey, how's it going?
Could be better. I've got a good number of watchmen out looking for survivors. But as much as I'd love to join them, I've got another mess on my hands at the moment.
Is it a behemoth?
Remember those rumors about a lab?
Yeah, okay, found
They're
it.
true. There is one, hidden underground somewhere, and it's full of monsters. So Cloud, think you can lend us a hand with it? It's only a matter of time before these monsters come calling. I know it's a dangerous job, but
no one else can do it.
well, yeah. So help us out.
Got you, bro. Okay. Maybe that door that was there is open now. Not leaving your home for a month is impressive. I mean, I'm kind of an introvert anyway. I'm weird. I really love social interaction. Like, I really love streaming when there's someone that is there to talk to, and which, I mean, like, I'm not a super big streamer, so that's always hit or miss. Sometimes someone's in the chat that's super chatty, and that makes me super happy, and it makes me love doing this because I just get to an AP up materia. Interesting. It lets me just talk to somebody and talk to people, and I love talking to people. Yeah, okay, this door is open now. But I'm not super big on social gatherings that are outside my house. Like, I don't go to bars, I don't go to clubs, anything like that. I also get made, like, I have one hyper irrational fear. One hyper irrational fear. I have a random fear that if I am in a crowd, a big, sprawling, tight crowd, if I am in a crowd of people, I have this irrational fear that someone is going to sneak up behind me and stab me in the kidney. No, don't go up there. Which, like, I have the exact opposite fear of most people. Most people want to go into a crowd to hide in it, whereas I'm like, nope, put me up on stage in front of 10,000 people, and I'm fine. I would much rather be up on stage where it's just me and, like, 4 people that I probably know than I would ever want to be in that crowd of people.
No way. All set. Gotcha. Come on. Yeah.
Where the hell to go?
Watch yourself.
I got this. Here it comes. You're mine.
Movie theater spooky prints. Zach asked, which begs the question how you fared during when I saw you at the Ren Fair. It was okay. The Ren Fair wasn't too bad because, one, we don't have a ton of population up in Alaska, so there was a lot of open space in the Renaissance Fair, which helped. It's really, like, the tighter the crowd, the worse that it gets for me. So that means, like, even some people's house parties, especially if I don't know the people there, can make it pretty rough.
Gotta love it.
I feel like a lot of things aren't the same when we're younger, Prince, because we're still pretty innocent and naive to the world. I feel like a lot of these fears and stuff only build up because we start learning how much the world sucks.
Try this.
Feel the heat.
I mean, it's like racism. Kids aren't born racist, they're taught to be racist. And the same goes for everything else. Like, children are these absolute blank slates that adults proceed to ruin with their own, like, poor ideas of what's right and wrong.
Keep it together.
Let me handle this.
Come on. Where'd you go?
That all you got?
I think that one's... and yeah. Can't hurt that one with... Is it weak to anything? It's weak to wind. Cloud.
Good luck.
Taking over. Storm's coming.
Alright. That one's immune to both? No. Not anymore.
Scatter. Not bad.
Alright, where are we? I got an idea of where we're trying to get to. We're trying to head back down to that door that we heard rumbling and stuff when we were running around as Barrett.
Get ready. That's that.
Would kill for a shower.
That's what I wanted, was Moogle medals. So I still need more of those. I was really surprised that he got more stock and stuff in. The way it originally seemed was like, here's just your opportunity to get this stuff and you're done. So the fact that he got more stuff... One of them's quest item that I now need for the quest that I'm currently trying to complete, but it was still neat. We fought that... No, you know what? Maybe it is just all the way back in. Yeah, that. Yeah, Cloud, you do it. But other than that, though, my only other, like, major fear in life is being blind. Which I don't think that one's irrational. Not irrational like the idea of someone's gonna stab me in a kidney in a crowd. Like, I'm not sure what the word is for being absolutely terrified of being blind. Oh, I don't have Barrett. I can't. Well, I have Barrett. Barrett, shoot those.
Ain't nothing we...
rude.
We'll get through this.
Take a look at our materia real quick. What is that AP up materia that we got? Increase the amount of AP earned for linked materia. That's cool. Yeah, it completely changes everything. And I mean, I don't have very good hearing. I don't have a very good sense of smell at all. Actually, my nose, I can't smell most things. So when I can smell something, that means it's either like it's really strong, really pleasant, or really bad. My hearing's not incredibly great, and so in terms of like the major senses, oh, also my touch is kind of broken too. While I was never diagnosed with it, my family believes that I probably had a heat stroke at some point when I was quite young, like as a child, because I am always a little too warm, which is one of the common things that happens if you have had a heat stroke. Your body no longer is able to cool itself, and so my family believes that that might have been what happened at some point, especially because I grew up in Oklahoma where it gets up to like 120 degrees. So I didn't have good vision either, actually. I had horrible vision. I just had laser surgery done about 1.5 years ago. But that one's fixable, whereas the other ones aren't as easily fixable. But so I place a lot of value on my sight, which is why I think I'm more concerned about losing it.
Gotta make
Ew. Alright, that wasn't that bad. Alright, abilities. Assess. It's got an upper body, a lower body, and the horn.
Best field right.
It's weak to time, immune to sleep. It always drops its horn. There's a ring that I can steal from it. I hate how the game makes you think that you could dodge, but you really can't.
Don't overdo it.
You got this.
I got this.
That's all right. We can use bio on it.
I got this.
Counter flare? Excuse you? I don't think bio worked.
Bring it. Damn it.
Yeah, it really chases after whoever I'm controlling. Fucking ow.
Taking over.
It just behemoth horned him.
Don't overdo it.
It depends on if you need to use your potions. You have a pretty limited availability of being able to put materia on people in this. And since you do have that limited ability to put materia on people, you have, like, for instance, Tifa can't cure people. So if I need Tifa to cure people, she has to use items. Now, I have enough healing materia that I could put one on her.
Give me your best shot. Let's go.
I got it.
What's it doing? Did it get its horn stuck in the ground or some shit? What the hell just happened? Well, its upper body is disabled. Yeah, maybe. That would make sense. That'd be an interesting mechanic. It's not disabled anymore. Ow.
Keep it together. Hang back.
Let me hear this.
Interesting.
Yeah, there. It's on you.
Need my help, do you? Hit fire! You're up?
I got it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Bring it home!
My turn.
The other thing is you're also really limited on the amount of mana you get. While my health has went pretty high into this guy, my health has not.
It's on you.
All set.
Oh, damn it.
Here. You're up.
Hang back.
So what happens if I break its lower body first? Good question, because that didn't do very much. Ow. Sorry, I had to step away. Didn't hear your answer to the Ren Fair question. I'll get back to it in just a second. No, I think you were right on the upper body being disabled there, Prince.
Bring it to heat! Give 'em hell!
I got this.
Still here.
Looks pretty good.
Help.
Ow. Okay, well, I would rather use Tifa. Oh, I can't use refocus again. Well, fuck.
It's on you.
Oh, let's go. Let's finish this.
Ow.
Let's do this.
Are we We broke its lower body that time. Lower body does... What? What are you doing? Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, that's how it's done.
Ow. It had a final attack and it hurt. This is a big ass room. Is there anything in here? No. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, to answer your question about the Renaissance Fair, Zach, so we both live in Alaska, and Alaska isn't very populated. I mean, at all. I mean, nowhere close. And so the Renaissance Fair wasn't as crowded. It had a lot of open space, which made it a lot more manageable for me. The larger the crowd and the tighter the crowd gets, the worse it is. Like concerts are basically kind of off limits. Most bars and pubs and stuff are completely packed, and so those are pretty off limits for me. But yeah, the Renaissance Fair wasn't bad because there was a lot of open space. I felt like if I needed to run away, I could. Social isolation coupled with cold makes it feel like a nice getaway without having to deal with crowds.
Oh, did you manage to get everything I needed?
Yeah.
Thank you. This ought to be more than enough. I can see why Aerith put her trust in you. Don't worry. I'll take it from here. You've done more than your fair share already. Here, take this. I'm betting it'll come in handy.
There is a lot of pros to Alaska, and there's also some serious cons. I'll start with the cons because that list is shorter. There's two major cons to Alaska, and one is a huge con, and that's the one that I'll start with. You are so far away from the rest of the entire world. Nothing is close to you. Like, you are connected to the unpopulated side of Canada, because all of the populated side of Canada, like Ontario and Quebec and stuff, that's all in the southeast side of Canada. So, northwest, there ain't nothing up here. The closest city we have is, like, the closest major city we have is, like, Vancouver or like, Saskatchewan or something like that, which is not much. That's the biggest problem here, is that if it's not here, or if what you're wanting to do isn't here, it's going to take you a 12-hour flight and a $400+ flight to get to somewhere else to do something else. Now, if you're like abysmally cannot afford things, then that's just something you have to deal with. But if you're on like the edge of like where you're like, oh yeah, I can afford to take a trip like once a year, that trip expense is like tripled because you're in Alaska, which that sucks, because it's like, oh, I want to go do this thing, and you'll have a friend that's in like the lower 48, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to that, I'm gonna fly up there, it's gonna be a 70-minute flight, it's gonna cost me $99, and you're just like, fuck you, God. Whereas up here we're like, all right, well, I need to block out a week so that I can get there, enjoy myself, recover from the 12-hour flight, go to the event, enjoy myself, and come back all within that time, because otherwise, Yeah, that's the biggest problem with Alaska, is that you're just so far away from everything. Now, some people like that, but it also means that if you ever did want to go do anything, it's a problem. And then the other one is a conditional con, because it just kind of is about the person and whether they think it's a problem or not. And that is our season cycle. Because we kind of only have 2.5 seasons. We have summer that just dive bombs into winter. Like, we have a fall for maybe a week, and then it's winter. So you get like 5 months of summer, a couple of weeks of fall-ish, and then 5 months of winter. And it's winter. Like, it's like 10 degrees normally. It's not like the -40 that people always talk about. There are places like that. They're way up north, though. Here in the south part of Alaska, it stays around, it bounces between 0 degrees to 30 degrees throughout the winter, and that's Fahrenheit. That's like bouncing between like -10 and 0 degrees Celsius. And so that's, a lot of people sometimes don't like the cold. It's beautiful in the summer. It's like permanently 75 degrees in the summer. The other thing, the Palin clan is hated here. Nobody in Alaska likes Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin is a reality TV star that the lower 48 gobbled up, and everyone in Alaska was like, ugh, I hate her. And we also don't have, as Zach just said, we don't have spring either. Spring is devoured by all of winter's snow melting. You never get spring, because spring is this gross, nasty thing that we call breakup, when all of the ice and snow is melting. So that doesn't exist either. And in tandem with that one is we're really far north, which means that our light cycle is really interesting, because in the winter down south you get light. Can I go in here? No, okay. You get light from about 9:30, 10 o'clock to about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and the sun goes straight up and straight down because of the curvature and the tilt of the earth and stuff. So you don't get very much light for very long in the winter. And in the summer, on the exact opposite hand, the sun never goes down. It'll drop below the horizon, but it'll still be kind of like dawn, dusk, twilight kind of light. And it'll stay that way for a solid 2 or 3 months. Like, it doesn't get dark right now until about 10 o'clock, and it's not even to the solstice yet. Those are the two major cons to everything that most people will mention, say, bring up, is that those things are the things that suck. Yeah, if you have seasonal depression, you legit suffer in Alaska, and we have a lot of people that do. My wife is one that struggles with seasonal depression as well. She's also a island princess. She was born on Puerto Rico and is Puerto Rican, and so she struggles with the cold and the dark a lot because, well, I mean, island Caribbean princess.
Hey, been waiting for you. So, what are you in the mood to fight?
I want my other limit breaks, please. But the trade-off to that, like, pretty rough winter is a beautiful, amazing, incredible summer.
Want some more? Got a whole heap of them. Oh yeah, another one in the bag.
Now, it's got lots of pros, because the summer itself is a pro and the winter is kind of a con. I mean, unless you're like a heavy like skier and stuff, then maybe not. Do I just have to wait for this to like be done? Yes, apparently. Oh, and now I'm asleep. Wake me up. Wake me up. This is exciting. Alright. No! You. I don't want to be put to sleep anymore. Now, we have the most absolutely beautiful, untarnished landscape that I have ever seen in my life. What summon does he have that I'm able to summon? Oh, I'm surprised that it gave him that. Yeah, if you're an outdoorsy person at all, Alaska's the only place you would ever want to be because there is literally everything here. We even have a desert, which is surprising as hell to me.
You ain't getting out of this one. Choke on it, asshole! Oh, we're done here. So now, keep pouring it on. Yeah.
Oh, I tried to dodge it.
Check out this shit right here. Oh, you in trouble now. Ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah! These fights are abysmally easy to get limit breaks, but whatever, I'll take them. Yeah, the only thing that Alaska's really missing is
That's the way to do it.
super fine, clean ocean beaches that you find in the tropical areas. That's about the only thing that we don't have. We do have beaches. They're not as nice as like, well, something in closer to the equator. Oh, god damn you. Fuck you. Most of the nicer beaches are like attached to lakes or something like that. No! Come here.
No surprises there.
Okay, that's the only fight that sucks. The one that puts you to sleep and grabs you. Ooh, excuse me. How much did these guys charge my limit break, actually? Not very. I'm gonna let them... Since these enemies don't have a lot of, That's pretty rude. So Chadley gave me a mission to use this refocus limit break twice. And I got one of them done during the Behemoth. But I don't actually want to use it. Would you guys attack a bit more, please? You guys are really passive. There you go. Oh, I can't use items in this. Never mind, I need to fight. She doesn't have a way to heal otherwise. so glad all that missed. That's awesome. Alright. Let's not dick around anymore then, shall we?
Give him your all. Here. Finish him off.
It's alright, it heals us between fights.
Would kill for a shower.
If I throw a cure materia on her and then redo a challenge, then I can manage it.
It's nothing. Gotcha. Come on. Yeah. Give him your all. There. That's a win.
Damn it, it backed up. Come on.
Don't worry. Bring it. Finish him off.
There we go.
Worked up a good sweat.
Dolphin Flurry!
A two-person team? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Do I have today off because of Easter? No. I'm actually taking today off work to finish this game. That way I can get back to a more normal schedule, and that way I can talk about the game with people that have also finished it. I have today off for very selfish reasons.
Try this on the side.
Nothing to it.
That was pretty damn good, huh?
Let's keep it up.
Because I intend to... I'm doing everything that you can, all of the side quests and everything, on this initial playthrough. I don't intend to play hard mode, and I don't really intend to play it much after I have beaten it this initial time. I will revisit it when it gets DLC, because of course it's going to. And I will completely replay through it when it comes to PC.
Keep it up, man. Let's do this.
Let me guess, you're weak to fire? Yep, okay. Barrett, do you have fire? It doesn't matter.
Don't overdo it. My turn. Here we go. Try this. Let's do this.
Oh, this is all right. Shit. That was pretty damn good.
What's up, guys? Come on, Cloud. You're done. Get up. Shake it off. Aw, rude. You got his shield back up just in time. Come on. Come on. No, you do your worst. Thanks. Ooh, you turned your back to me.
Don't stop now. Good job.
Whatever, man. Let's go.
This is a 3-star. What's up, guys?
See ya.
Bye.
Not bad. Let's do this. It's over.
I don't care.
Was never in doubt.
It's kind of gross.
Get ready. That's that. We're done here. That's that. It's over.
Come on.
Anytime now.
Yep, thank you.
I see you. So long. Nothing to it.
God, the shield guys are pretty annoying.
No holding back.
That's why, because they're able to completely make my attacks stop.
Let's finish this.
Goodbye. Okay. It's only you, right?
Anytime
Oh,
now.
stun baton shit. There we go.
Try me.
Come on.
That's that.
Oh, you died in one counterattack? Alright then. Hi! You have something behind you. Yeah, let's focus on this thing. So that it doesn't just completely, like, ruin my day while I'm trying to fight the big thing. Yeah. Alright. Now let's fight you. Oh, hang on. No, not assess. Just smack it.
Not bad.
We don't know what the fights are, but I would presume that they're the same. Because all of these were the same, so I'm assuming all of these are the same. So far, do you feel like this is a new game reimagining Final Fantasy VII so that it's a new Final Fantasy, or is it a true reconstruction of the original? Yes. Like, you do not need to have played the original to play this game. If you have, there are a lot of very small, subtle nods to the original that you would not pick up on otherwise. In a lot of ways, it is not exactly a completely reimagining or a reconstruction. It is, I'm seeing it more as a, this is what we would have done the first time if we could have. There's also some things that are definitely in this game because it is a remake, and I don't mean that like direct references to the original or anything like that. Like, there are things that they are doing in this game specifically because the game is a remake. Barrett just straight up juggled him with his gun. No, not that one. You're toast. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna dodge it.
Check out this shit right here. Oh yeah, another one in the bag.
But in terms of if you're new to the Final Fantasy franchise or new to Final Fantasy VII, it's a great entry. If you are a longtime fan, it's a great entry. So much about this game is really, really good. There's a couple things about it that I'm like, that's annoying. Leave me alone. I'm trying to kill your little helpers. Oh, I tried to dodge. All right, your turn. Let me see you fly.
We're done here. Gotcha. Hope you don't mind.
Like, I think the games complement each other really well, the original and the remake. If you've played one, it'll make the other one better. Like, I think you could even have not played the original, play this one first, and decide to go play the original, and it would feel really good. Don't do that.
Catch you sleeping. Check out this shit right here.
Well, he fucking died.
Ooh, gotta love it. It's pouring it on.
I remember a really old interview when the devs explained they needed to create a new Final Fantasy before they rebuild Final Fantasy for the sake of the health of the franchise. That was prior to the release of Final Fantasy 15. With the remake of Final Fantasy 7, do you see Square Enix spending the next 2 years just working on Final Fantasy 7 accessories, or working to treat Final Fantasy 16 like a new Zelda? I think it ultimately depends on directors. And the reason that I say that is because there was a rumor going around that the director of Final Fantasy 14, Mr. Yoshida, wanted to direct Final Fantasy 16 and wanted to make a more high fantasy focused version. This is not a good fight for us. Because the guy that's directing Final Fantasy VII Remake, Nomura, he's the guy that was the character designer on the original, which, I mean, gives him, you know, kind of something to say about the game and stuff. And the person producing it, Kitase, he was the director on the original. And they got a whole bunch of the original developers and stuff working on this remake release. I'm getting real tired of this. And I think that that helps a lot. But I don't think that they would want to do that for whatever comes next in terms of like Final Fantasy 16. Square Enix is one of the largest video game development companies in the world, so I actually expect them to have a team that's dedicated to making the remainder of the entries in the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and having a team that's dedicated to whatever else. So I would expect them to make another team, or just have one of their teams that they already have building Final Fantasy 16, and they may very well be doing that already. While the team that made this proceeds to keep making this. I mean, we don't have a reason not to do the summon, right? It doesn't hurt our score or anything.
This right here is the power of the blade.
I'm expecting currently for the Final Fantasy VII Remake to be 3 parts. It could easily end up being more. That's just the number that I am currently expecting given the circumstances. And I imagine each part is going to take about 2 years. And I think that that's what that team will be focused on. I imagine we'll get more DLC for this game over the next year, and then in about a year, we will see them say, oh, by the way, there's not going to be any more DLC for Part 1. Here's the announcement for Part 2. Will you shoot me? Shoot me some more. Shoot me some more. Come on, hit me. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Now I need you to let me up. That's what I'm expecting anyway. I don't know how Square Enix... Since you're a Final Fantasy mod for Reddit, I figured there's no better source to get an informed opinion. I mean, yes and no. I mean, there's people that look closer at the industry and look at game development cycles and stuff like that than I do. Mine is mostly just from the perspective of a longtime fan. I should give Tifa a cure materia before I send her in there. Just because those fights are a little bit tougher. Materia and equipment, Tifa. Let's give her the elemental materia for a second, buddy. Okay, she already has lightning, so give her that. She doesn't need auto cure, so give her your healing materia. There we go. Healing, cleansing, ice, elemental, first strike, and maybe we can get that refocus proc. The interesting thing will be is that I know they were holding off on announcing or even really talking about... They even said, we are not going to talk about Final Fantasy VII while we are building up to Kingdom Hearts 3. And they held to that. They did not talk about Final Fantasy VII hardly at all while they were focusing on the promotion for Kingdom Hearts 3. And they've been dead silent on everything right now while they put the focus on Final Fantasy VII. I don't know how that's going to work when we get to the point where we can... If they're just going to let the focus stay on Final Fantasy VII and then wait until it's done to show anything for Final Fantasy 16, or if we're going to see like a battle of the Final Fantasies. I don't know how that's going to work. It took them they take a really long time to develop things. Final Fantasy 16 will absolutely be a PlayStation 5 game and probably a PlayStation 5 exclusive, because that's just how this works. Oh, you're gonna explode. I would imagine it's gonna be a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and with that in mind, that's not what I wanted to do. That's fine. I would imagine that game is still at least 5 or 6 years out. And so, knowing that it's that far out, I imagine that they would keep the focus on Final Fantasy VII until the parts are done across the next 3 to 5 years, depending on how quickly they work. And then afterwards, we'll see Final Fantasy 16 for the PlayStation 5 as an exclusive. That's just my current guess, based on Square Enix's trends. The release schedule that I have in mind for the remake episodes is based off of how they did the turnaround for the Final Fantasy 13 parts. Because Final Fantasy 13, if you ask the director, whose name escapes me at this point, Final Fantasy 13 is actually one game. It's meant to be one game. All 3 games are 3 parts of the same story from Square Enix's perspective, which is very much the same way that we are looking at seeing the parts of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. They'll be all parts of the same collective story. But because of money and release cycles and wanting to be able to individually promote and stuff, we will see them, you know, be part 1, part 2, or 13, and then 13-2 and 13-3 and stuff. And so with that in mind, the parts for Final Fantasy 13 each took 2 years to come out. We had Final Fantasy 13 in 2009, Final Fantasy 13-2 in 2011, and Lightning Returns 13-3 in 2013. And I would imagine that we'll have a similar cycle here. Now, it's not because of that Final Fantasy 13 had 3 parts that I think Final Fantasy 7 will. The development will be a lot faster for everything moving forward for them because of... like, they're going to keep using Unreal Engine 4. And they already have a good number of the models that they need for the game moving forward. I wonder if I can let this thing beat the shit out of me enough to get her limit break up. I do have a cure materia now. How much do you cure yourself for?
Do this right.
900? We're gonna try. We're gonna see if we can't get that built up. So like for instance, like this Tifa model, they can use this Tifa model across all of them. They have no reason not to do so. And the only concern will be if I run out of mana. Help if it would jump on me. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But so they can use this Tifa model across all of the games. They can use the Cloud model across all of the games. They already have Sephiroth. They've already built some sections of the game. We saw earlier in this game that they've already built at least a shell for Nibelheim, which you visit Nibelheim a few times. Yeah, do that, do that.
Man, I trained for this.
And so each section, like after a certain point in the game, you're just revisiting areas that have new things happening in them, new story happening in them. And because of that, it makes development faster and easier. The biggest hurdle is this initial development right here. What are you doing? Yeah, do that one again. Thanks. Because it's that initial construction that takes a lot to do. So I'd imagine that part 2 is going to be much faster than what we saw with this one. Between the initial promise being made and the release was 5 years. I would imagine that part 2 is 2 years out. We know that they had already started on part 2 before this even got released. So that helps as well. There we go.
You asked for it. Gotta step it up.
And that does that battle analysis, so I don't have to do that anymore.
I'll just get started.
We saw in a cutscene that they already built Kate Sith, so that character's already done in his entirety. So that helps.
That's the way to do it.
Just since they're able to reuse assets, they're also using a much easier engine. They're using Unreal Engine 4, which is one of the easiest engines to develop games in ever. And so, because of that, there's also a significantly larger number of people that are acquainted with it. Oh, I need to go sit on a bench. There's a lot more people that are acquainted with with Unreal Engine 4, which helps development as well. So I don't imagine the other parts taking very long at all. I know there's some people that are like, Square Enix takes forever. We're not going to see part 2 until 2025, part 3 in 2030, and then part 4 is going to have development issues and not be out till 2040. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, you can be a pessimist all you want, but I don't think that their investors are exactly down for that. I think they would. I think they want money. Let's reorganize the materia. Okay, so you don't need to be holding that refocus anymore. That can be replaced with literally anything else. Go ahead and put this on there. I know we won't get any, but I'm going to put that on you so that I remember that it's there and that I want you to have it. Let's give him the lightning materia. You wind and ice. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Okay.
The stock shares rising with the sales of Final Fantasy VII means the stockholders are going on to see Part 2 come out quickly. Didn't think of it that way. Yeah, the important thing is, like, while there are companies that do care about their consumers on one level or another, the reality is that they're businesses, that they need to make money, and that they have very rich people that gave them a bunch of money on the expectation that they will make more money. And so that's something that everyone should always keep in mind anytime you are wondering what a company is going to do. They will inevitably do whatever means more money. There are some things that matter, like, you know, how the public sees you, if the public thinks you're good people or not, you know, because if nobody likes your company, then they won't buy your stuff. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. And you still want to make a good product. Like, if they, you know, phoned it in on this, no one would buy Part 2, and they're operating on the expectation that they are going to make Part 2, and that it's going to sell a shitload of copies and make them a shitload of money.
Oh, this is gonna burn!
That thing's...
Calling lightning.
Ow. I don't have it. Oh. Oh.
I can't do this without you.
Why would you do that?
Let's Turn this around. You're up.
All set.
I don't want to burn a bunch of mana just to hurt this thing.
Help us out.
But yes, the shareholders will absolutely want to see a faster turnaround on parts 2. But I also think that that's absolutely something that is feasible for them to deliver on too. So
That's a win.
one of the easiest things that I think of when I talk about, like, think of what the company will do is people love to talk about the DLC characters for Super Smash Brothers of like, man, we want to see like Geno from the Super Mario RPG or whoever, you know. The thing is like, even then, also think of who can be used as an advertisement as a DLC character. It is paid advertisement that makes money, and then makes money in another way by being advertisement for something that you want to make money off of. So like Joker, 100%, even if Persona 5 wasn't on Nintendo Switch, they wanted that. Oh really, you jerks. They wanted Joker in there to advertise Persona 5. And then like Terry Bogard from King of Fighters, his release in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as a DLC fighter came like a month maybe after King of Fighters launched a mobile gacha game. And so people are going to be like, who's the, even though like King of Fighters is a pretty like dead franchise in terms of like getting actual like regular releases, people are still going to be like, who's this guy from? And then they're going to see, oh, there's a mobile game that this guy is in that came out, you know, a month ago. I should try that. And now they're playing a mobile gacha game that they wouldn't have otherwise.
Still here.
That's going to miss. It's fine.
Oh, we're done here.
Yeah, Nintendo does love to use Smash Bros. As cross-advertisement because it I guarantee you it makes them a pretty happy amount of money because they probably get paid by certain companies to put their characters in there. And then, so they're getting paid for you buying the DLC. They're getting paid by the people who paid them to put the character in there. And then those people are getting paid by the promotion of whatever their game is or their character is, and you're buying that.
Let's go.
It's always good to keep the idea that if it can, whatever is the idea of that it can make money is probably why it's in there.
You got this.
Let me handle it. Yeah. Watch yourself. I got it. You're up.
The only exception to that, and even then it's kind of an exception, is if they're advertising their own stuff. Like, people were all upset that the first DLC character for the Phase 2 of Smash Ultimate DLC is going to be a character from ARMS, and it's like, Nintendo is advertising their own game this time. Like, why are you surprised?
Okay, let's go.
She has the ice materia.
Give him your all. Bring it. Ha.
Bring it.
Oh, she just got put to sleep.
Bring it ahead. Check out this shit right here. You got this.
Let's do this.
Just like the wide assortment of Fire Emblem characters being pushed. Do you play Smash Brothers? Yes and no. I mean, I don't play it very often because I find that Smash is way more fun with friends. And, well, I mean, given right now, obviously, there's not exactly a whole lot of friends coming over.
Hang in there.
And like online's okay, but I don't know. I always found Smash Brothers to be more of a party game. Ow. Ow. I've played lots of Smash, although I did go straight from Melee all the way to Ultimate. I never played Brawl or 4. But speaking of Fire Emblem, like that's another thing that people were complaining a lot about is that the last character that was added to the first piece of Smash, the first fighter pass for Smash Ultimate, was Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. And a lot of, like, that's one of the most common, like, repeated complaints is that there's a shitload of Fire Emblem characters in Smash Brothers. Which, like, I understand why that upsets some people, especially if you're not a Fire Emblem fan. Which, largely, I wasn't for the longest time. So I was like, yeah, whatever, you know. They'll put whoever they want in, I guess. But I was genuinely excited that they added Byleth in, because Three Houses was my first Fire Emblem game that I got to, like, properly play. And I loved that game. I thought Three Houses was amazing.
Give him your all.
And so to see Byleth get added to Smash, I was like, hell yeah, that's fucking cool. And I imagine that's a lot of the same for people who are fans of other Fire Emblem games. But Three Houses was really the first Fire Emblem game that, like, made it in the West. But even then, on that same note, that's something else for people to keep in mind. Nintendo is a Japanese company and caters to Japanese fans first, which is fine. They're allowed to do that. Let's finish out these fights. Stop that.
Let's get this over with. Take the lead.
All right. Watch it learn.
Taking over.
Like a lamp of fire.
Going in. It's on you.
Need my help, do you? Hope you don't mind if I fill you for the hole. And there you have it.
Just one? Okay.
Here we go.
I don't think I have ice.
Don't overdo it. Hang back. Here it comes. It's on now.
Gotta love it.
So now's our chance.
This is now. Yeah. Kick my ass. You got this.
My turn.
Oh, it interrupted me, jerk. No.
Need my help, do you?
Well, Just because it doesn't carry over, and I like to see it.
Fun.
I love that he tells Shiva to have fun. It's hilarious.
Keep it coming. I'm ready.
Ew. Ugh. Let's take care of the Doom Rat first. If I can, Jesus. This thing takes no damage. How much HP does this thing have? Not that much. It just doesn't take that much damage.
That's it. Try this. Brace yourself. Need a breather.
Say your prayer.
Fight.
At least we have more room this time to deal with this thing. This thing's just annoying. Especially since I don't have Aerith. That's really annoying.
There.
It's immune to poison, isn't it? It is. Does this charge it faster?
Buzz off.
A bit, yeah.
Like fire.
Take the lead.
About damn time. Somehow, give 'em hell.
Taking over. Fry. Don't overdo it.
Hurry up. Bring it home.
Let's do this. There. Let's do this.
That was not worth the mana cost to stagger it once.
Keep it together.
Need my help, do you? Want some more?
Oops, sorry.
Bring it to heat.
At least I can literally kite this thing for hours.
Check out this shit right here. You got this.
I got this.
Yep. Come on.
Hope you're ready.
That's weird. I got like strangely turned around in a weird way.
All right. Watch and learn.
Great.
Ow. Oh, he doesn't have cure. Forgot to give it back to him. Huh, lol.
Now you go all out. Suck on me.
Deal with that. Let's do this. Take the lead.
About damn time.
I just have to take Barret and just sit back and shoot it a bunch.
Want some more? Hope you don't
Like, Cloud can get chunk damage in here and there. No, not spells. I mean, Cloud, if you can, hit it with that. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected to happen. Yeah, we'll just chip him down. And cure Cloud, apparently.
Gotta be careful. Bring it.
Also, we can just literally kite this thing forever. Alright. Yeah, that was a pain in the ass, but it worked. That fighting that creature almost requires you to have Aerith, which, I mean, hey, a bomb! I don't have ice magic, which I'm sure is what it is weak to.
Too bad.
No, it's not weak. Inflicting a certain amount of damage while they're using their 5-base type makes them susceptible to staggering. We don't have Tifa, who has the enemy skill either. Well, fuck.
You're mine.
Ow. Ow.
So long.
Ow. Ow. Alright, it's dead. You.
Don't overdo it.
All right, watch and learn. Here it comes. Oh, you in trouble now. Want some more? Hope you don't mind if I fill you full of holes. Golden opportunity right here. Suck on this.
Ow. Rude. Yeah, that fight was way easier because I could just fight things. That Chromauger, you can't actually attack its iron ball thing. Like, it won't let you. All attacks, all physical attacks are repelled. Oh, alright. What is it weak to? Wind? Do you have wind? No, you don't. Okay, that's fine.
Calling lightning. It's on now. Sorry.
Come back! No! I can't see. Who knew that this was this game's camera beast? Come back! Stay here, please. God damn it.
Keep it together.
Where is it? There it is.
Taking over.
Oh my god. Come here. Goodbye.
Guess it's my turn. Don't go to that. Give him hell.
My turn. All right. No holding back. That's it. Won't last long.
Ow.
After you.
About damn time. So now, shit hurts. Go. You're up.
Hang back.
Ow. Pretty rude. Stop it. Ow. Pretty rude.
Pay attention. Here we go.
Okay, or ignore us. Okay.
Nothing to it.
So aside from the Chrome Auger, that wasn't that bad at all. And that is all of these fights. Yeah, okay.
Come back anytime you want to fight.
Well, unless you give me a reason to, I don't need to, so. Ow. Crunchy boy. Oh, why does Cloud have the auto cure materia? Yeah, give him that. I have not found stealing to be that useful in this game, so give him the auto cure. That way everyone can heal. Alright, and while we take this elevator loading screen, I'm gonna go refill my coffee real quick, so I'll be right back. Java, 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 Java.
Don't tell him.
Oh, we need to go turn that into Chadley.
You're kidding me.
Since I got that other refocus. Like, the refocus ability is really good, because it gives you those 3 ATB bars, but it does not feel worth a limit break.
I'm grateful for all of your help thus far. I've done it. I've developed a new material.
What is it? Something that I probably won't use? Yeah. Slightly fills teammates' ATB gauges when ATB commands are used back-to-back. That's actually really amazing, especially on Tifa, since you always want to use her Unbridled Strength twice to be able to do her full combo.
Cloud, I've come up with the most fascinating Cloud. I've registered a new summons battle intel request. I need you to defeat the summon entity so I can complete the materia.
Alright. What are your new ones? Combat Simulation, Leviathan. Okay. And MP Consumption. Master all 12 types of magic materia. I'm amazed that I've already mastered half of them. Okay. Well, let's fight Leviathan real quick. I don't think I'll manage that other one without grinding.
I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information from my research.
Leviathan is probably weak
Then I
to
invite
lightning.
you to ready your portable battle simulator.
Surprised that it's Leviathan and not Ramu. But whatever, I guess. Wow. Okay. Yep, weak to lightning, resistant to ice and magic, immune to poison. That's all that really matters. It fucking hurts. Not doing shit for damage either. Whoa. Can I target its face? I can. Damn, it sent me really far. Oh, it does come out. Ow.
I didn't say you was in this without.
Cloud called himself a dumbass.
We still got a job to do.
I got it.
My turn.
I don't have a lightning summon. It's resistant to ice, so we shouldn't use Shiva. It's really resistant to fire, so, ow. Did I dodge that? Okay. So we should use Chocomog.
Now this is fun.
Since the other two don't work. Or work well. Can I just... No, I can't quite spam it. Aww. Oh, those all hit.
Always did like a challenge. Want some more? I'm not finished.
Wasn't quite able to dodge that either.
Till the end. Watch yourself.
Taking over.
I need some ATV. Thank you.
You okay? Switch it up.
That's cool. Got hit by all of them.
Shake it off, okay?
I think I'm gonna die right now, actually. Yep.
That was unfortunate. But remember, Your limitations are only in your mind.
All right,
I look
maybe
forward
we
to
won't get
seeing all of your
Leviathan right
future
now.
Battle intel submissions.
Thanks. See if we can't find that other music disc real quick. We'll do a quick run around the area.
Hey, you think it's got something to do with a plate collapse?
Oh, I need to use the, Did it just automatically use them? It must have. Come on. Inventory? Excuse me. Ugh. Alright, so we got all three of Tifa's. Okay. Oh, I meant to check that. Lowers his attack, but increases everything else a bit. Let's see if there's anything else to unlock in there. Well, it's got a 5th core. So that should make it pretty comparable. It also has a 5th core. Core that gives it a ton of materia slots. And connects the ones that it has. Oh, that's an additional one. We don't have enough skill points to do anything else with that weapon. This thing sucks. Can't afford those. It also gets another core. A really expensive core. Not that one. Where'd it go? There it is. I know, this is super exciting, right? It is pretty. I'm used to the skill trees being matched to the characters themselves and not the weapons. Yeah, well, they did it. They did something that I really like in RPGs this time around, which they made every weapon serviceable. Every single weapon can be used and has it like throughout the entire game, depending on how you want to play the character and what you want them to have and do. They made all of them have their own strengths and weaknesses so that they would all be useful. Where's the HP one? There it is. So they put the trees into the weapons so that, because like this, each weapon has its own pros and cons, essentially. Some are better at magic, some are better at physical, some are better at being an elementalist's weapon, some are better at being a like a materia orb. Like for instance, I think this is the one that, yeah, see, all of the elemental types % damage boost, and if it's using the elemental materia, that gets a damage boost. So this is the one that if you want to attack with a particular type of element, you'd want to use this one. Although I don't want to use this one on Barrett because it takes away his one strength. This is his melee weapon, which is cool that they added a melee weapon for him. But he's one of the best range characters because he's like him and Aerith are the two range characters you get, and Aerith is going to be gone for like the rest of the game right now until I go save her. So I need him to be the ranged unit. I prioritize the materia slots over everything else. Because it gives me more options. Well, the problem is that a lot of the weapons are serviceable in different ways, and just because one is more like wompy focused doesn't mean it's actually the one that's best for that. So you really have to kind of look closely to see which one is the one that does what you want it to. And sometimes when a weapon gets a new core with new abilities on it, it changes how useful it is. And since I got those books from the fight, it gave me a bunch of extra skill points too, so. But I always unlock the materia first so that I get as many options as possible. Normally I go like materia, attack power, health, extra. Whatever else is on the side there. And now I'll actually see which weapon is best for each of them at this point. That's got 4 slots. That also has 4 slots. Nailbat has 6. The problem is the Nailbat is not fun to play with. Because its heavy attack is a single swing. He does a full-on home run swing, and that's all it does, and I don't like that. I think the Buster Sword wins at this point. Slightly less damage, but a pile of health and extra defenses. Yeah. Back to the Buster Sword. Circlet. Oh, okay. Oh, tarot cards. Extends the duration of detrimental status effect applied to others. Otherworldly registered. Oh, okay. Furying, enter battle with the Berserk effect. Wasn't there a Moogle's amulet? Increases the probability enemies will drop items when defeated in battle. That's sick. Buster Sword is iconic. Ah, it always feels good when you have a bunch of points saved and then you get a noticeable bump in power the next time you fight. Yeah, it depends on the enemy in this game, because sometimes you just feel like you're not doing enough. Alright, Big Bertha's still the best ranged weapon. I'm sure that the Metal Knuckles are still the best weapon for her, to be all punchy. A lot of HP in her leather gloves. I'll stick with where it is. Alright. More materia slots, which is really good, because I wanted some. We don't really have a better just all-arounder equipment right now. Okay. Lightning, elemental. Hey, Broski, where'd he go? Where's Chadley at? Do you sell elemental materia perchance, my guy?
I hope you will continue to help me gather vital information for my research.
No.
I look forward to
Do I really only get one elemental materia in the whole game? I mean, they were rare in the original too, but I want more. Elemental materia is awesome. I wonder if this guy sells one. What's up, bro?
You want to shop for materia now?
Yeah, I do. He does not. Bummer. Okay. That's fine. Well, that fire materia is maxed. That's cool. Move auto cure over there. Keep prayer. What can be... Absorbs 20% of the damage dealt with the combined materia. Grant resistant to the materia status ailment. Don't have many things that can be combined. Go ahead and take her ice materia. Oh, sick. Put that there. We'll get resistance to this stuff. No, I did that wrong. Binding, sleep, silence, berserk. Yeah, get resistance to that stuff. That sounds like a good idea. I've never noticed this work. We're gonna replace it. What is that? Alright, so what does Cloud have? He has lightning elemental. Binding, warding, healing, poison, assess. That's fine. And he has the Shiva summon. He's got fire, subversion, time, barrier. Does this work with magnify? Let me expand. Effect reduced by 60% when expanded. I wonder if that reduces the buff duration then. Revive, healing, prayer, auto cure. Yeah, that's fine. You have the only... Okay, she has... So he has fire, he has lightning, she has wind and ice. Okay, so we have the main elements covered. Did we remove the poison materia from him? No, he still has it. Okay. She already has the luck materia equipped. Let's just give her that HP up materia. Her HP is the lowest of the squad, so there we go. Sounds good.
Shouting coming from the mansion. Is something going on?
Alright. What's left for us in terms of side quests? We need to go into the sewers. Did I not finish the Subterranean Menace quest? Thought I did. I killed the Behemoth down there. Maybe I just need to go talk to him. Yeah, the Buster Sword is iconic, and that's what makes it really cool that... Because you replace it... Let's see, what's the earliest that you replace it in the original game? You replace it when you get Hard Edge. You can steal Hard Edge from Soldier's Third Class in Shinra Tower, and that's when you replace it in the original game. And it's never used after that. Like, ever. At all. It's bad. And so for them to design the game in such a way that all of the weapons have the ability to be used is awesome. Wrong way.
You took care of those monsters? That's one less big problem to worry about. We owe you.
I know it's tough right now, but stay strong, you hear?
You too, buddy. But hey, we're grounders. We don't break easy. I know it's not much, but take this with my thanks.
No, weapon for Barrett. It's another melee weapon, though. Smackdown. Strike the ground and send nearby enemies flying. Well, let's unlock its stuff and upgrade weapons. Barrett. What is it? Strike 3 or more enemies. Okay. Alright. Any materia slots in here anywhere? Yes. That's priority number 1. Alright. Let's get these attack crystals in here. Just probably want the attack crystals first. We have enough for 1 in here and 1 in the secondary one. Take the attack damage boost. Buff duration. Yeah, in the original game, you start out with the Buster Sword. And yeah, the very first opportunity you get to replace it is you can steal the hard edge from soldier third class enemies that randomly spawn in Shinra Tower after Genova escapes. It's the only time they'll appear. Otherwise, you can buy it from Calm. There's a weapons shop in Calm that you can buy it from. And then you just never see it again outside of like cutscenes because they were pre-rendered and pre-CGI'd and everything. So it still appeared in those, but there weren't very many cutscenes in the original game. This has 5 slots. The Wrecking Ball has 6. So it even has an extra slot. We're not going to put anything in there though. Okay. So the only thing left is to find the music track and to go into the sewers. All right, we'll make one round around Wall Market and see if we can't find that music track.
Come on, let's ride.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about the original game is there's also no reason to use the Buster Sword after that either. It never gets better stats. It always only has the 2 materia slots. It has normal materia growth. So once you get any other weapon for Cloud, it just becomes actively awful.
Hey,
I've already gotten this one. Do you have another one by chance?
Love the artist. You don't need more than one.
Okay.
You feel that tremor just now? No? Sometimes you gotta have fun.
should have gotten here early.
Is it back here? Yes.
Hey, what's up, man? You vibing with this jam too? You can have a copy if you want.
Found it. Okay. We were largely a Nintendo household as well. I grew up with a Nintendo 64, but my brother, who's 10 years older than me, he got a PlayStation. And Final Fantasy VII is my most beloved game of all time, and there's a very specific reason for that. So, I was born in 1992, and Final Fantasy VII released in 1997. And so I was 5 when it came out, and my brother was 15, and his friend Corey came over to the house to show off this new game he got.
I know this one. Marlene and I danced to it before.
That's wrong. Wrong. This is how you get down with this jam. I ought to know. It was my favorite back in the day. Pay attention, kiddo. It's all in the hips.
Oh my god. This guy.
Come on, little lady. Why don't you give it a whirl?
Good job, guy. Power to you. That should be everybody.
Isn't this great? Everyone's smiling again. Thanks so much for the help.
You're welcome.
Our pleasure. I think we needed it too.
Until the day our victory fanfare rings out through all of Midgar, our battle will rage on. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sick. It gave him more skill points. That's an incredible quest. It gave him the bullet book. Anyway, so it came out in early December. It came out December 7th in 1997 is when Final Fantasy VII was released in the West. And my brother's friend Corey got it day one. And he came over to the house to show my brother Brandon this new game that he got. And little 5-year-old me, who's only seen like Game Boy level games in terms of graphical fidelity and stuff like that, came out into the living room to see my brother playing what at the time was the most incredible looking game ever. Here is the, and I was also a huge fantasy nerd. I loved knights and swords and stuff like that. And I come out into the living room and I see my brother playing this game where there's this guy, this white blonde hair, and he is wielding this incredible looking, massive monstrosity of a sword. And it was the coolest thing I had ever seen in my life up to that point in those 5 years. It was the coolest thing ever. And I sat there watching them and was probably the most annoying little fuck in the world to my brother. As I'm sitting there wondering what it is, asking questions, all of this stuff. But it was my friend, not my friend, my brother's friend Corey's game. And so when Corey had to go home, he took this magical game with him. Fast forward. Wait, I was in there. Oh, I have to hold it. That's the only quest I have left, right? Is to go down to the sewers, yeah. Didn't we already establish once in the Discord that I am a Chuny? Like, that's why I didn't understand what Chunies were, because I am one. Real quick, we're gonna go up to the church and see if I need to ask. Actually, I can just look in here. Let me go talk to her one more time. I know that there's another Corneo door. No, we'll go this way. Anyway, and so then a couple weeks later, it's Christmas time, and my brother has the PlayStation, and I mean, it wasn't mine. I hadn't played anything else on it except for like one time. I think I tried like Gran Turismo or something on it. And I tried not to think anymore about this game that I had only got to see fleeting moments of. Well, turns out my brother's friend Corey, who's a big softy, he saw how much I loved and adored this game. So Christmas Eve, he leaves his house and comes over to our house late as fuck. Middle of the night, comes over to our house and hands my mom Final Fantasy VII and says, put this in the tree for Michael. And so I wake up and I run out Christmas morning as a little 5-year-old, and nestled into the branches of our Christmas tree is the original Final Fantasy VII. And yeah, that was an incredible time. I cried, and then I proceeded to play
seriously, what's the
thousands of hours of that game.
It's a trap for the Dawn's enemies.
What?
I didn't even know how to play it originally.
Well, until recently.
Like, I didn't even know how to play it originally. I literally button mashed a turn-based RPG for hours. And I have played Final Fantasy VII at least 20 times, probably closer to 30, if not more. Maybe more, probably more. There is, outside of maybe some multiplayer games like League of Legends or like some Call of Duty or something. I don't know. I don't know if there's a game that I've put genuinely more time in at all. And it's all like really thanks to Corey literally being Santa and sneaking over to our house in the middle of the night to be Santa and put that game into our Christmas tree.
You are gonna hold up your end of the bargain, right?
As long as you hold up yours. Yeah.
I like this guy. He was cool. He's been cool the whole game.
You and I don't like you.
Well, since he showed up.
So if you so much as breathe in a suspicious way, I'll turn that face of yours into a honeycomb.
You know, it doesn't work when you're holding up
I'd save your bullets for the monsters if I were you.
I don't have any bullets right now.
Some are a lot tougher than you'd think. Hate to say it, but I can barely take them on my own. You, on the other hand, shouldn't have any trouble. Am I right?
Let's get this over with.
Right. We just need to keep an eye out for that extra Corneo door.
Head for the trunk line. It marks the border with Sector 7. You three lead the way. I'll follow a short distance behind.
That's cool. I understand why you're skeptical of him, Barrett, but I don't really feel like you should be. He's alright. Hang on. Gotta remember where that door is. I can't miss it while we're down here. Because I don't know if we'll be able to come back down here. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is one of the games that I've probably played more than any other game outside of...
Easy now.
All set. Watch
Is it just the one? Damn. You missed, Barrett. His melee weapons do a lot of damage, though. Let me see what this looks like. Pretty cool. I won't be able to get credit for the unlock on this one, because I have to hit 3 enemies with that ability. So there's only certain fights that'll be able to get the proficiency on.
Let's keep it up.
But yeah, I end up playing through the original Final Fantasy VII about once a year because of all of that. Oh, I need the ladder back there. And yeah, it's been an incredible piece of my life, which is also why, like, for this to finally exist, because they originally teased a remake of Final Fantasy VII as a tech demo for the PlayStation 3 in 2005. And that was so messed up because they were just using it to show off the graphical fidelity capabilities of the PlayStation 3, which, like, was cool, except for it made everyone go, "You're actually gonna make that? Oh my god!" And then they're like, "No, we're not." And everyone was like, "You are the worst. How could you?"
Don't hold back. All right, watch it learn. Going in.
Don't kill them. I need to hit them all with my ability. I also need to wake the fuck up. Cloud, you killed it. No. Oh, it's not dead. I'm still asleep, though. God damn it. I'm a frog. Look at him. Is he still wearing his sunglasses? Hold on. Hang on. He is. Barrett as a toad still wears his sunglasses. This is the best thing ever. That is a toad with sunglasses. I also like how it turned him into a brown toad. Alright, anyway. Distractions aside.
I'm in to take the lead.
Worked up a good sweat.
Alright, where are we? Where is that door? Oh wait, no. No.
Let's do this. Need my help, do you? Get your ass out of here.
No, that one. Ah, dang it. I just killed both of those rats. There's only 2 enemies left, isn't there? Oh no, there's... Ah, god dang it, guys.
No surprises there.
Alright, there's 3 enemies in here, and they're all tougher enemies. It's good. It's good. We need that. Spam use these potions, since they're useless otherwise, because they don't heal enough, unless you're using like 6 at a time. Hey, with that HP up materia, Tifa actually has the most HP on the squad now. All right, see if we can't get some proficiency, because I do want to switch him back to his ability. Smackdown. Nice. All right, now we just need to do that again. It should only take 2, maybe 3 times. It normally doesn't take many times for the hit 3 enemies abilities. Aw, dang it. It interrupted us and then turned us into a frog. Well, shit.
Taking over. Don't overdo it.
Okay, let's go. Okay.
Well, I got 2 of them in. Annoying.
Finish him off.
We're fine. God damn it.
This fight's not over yet.
No holding back. Let's finish this.
Bring it.
How many more times do you need to do that, Barrett? We got 2. Okay, you need 1 more to be proficient with that, and we can swap you back. Oh, I can't go that way. I go this way? Yes. Oh. It's already open. Is there a control here? No.
You're dead. Take the lead.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Is that it?
I don't want to get put to sleep. No! Dang it. They just did it.
I got
There we go. Got it.
Let's do this.
Now we can swap him back to a ranged weapon. Wow, that didn't do shit. All right.
Was never in doubt.
Actually, real quick, I need to step away to use the restroom before I'm in genuine